Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, the Eternals Gilgamesh Build-A-Figure Wave. Here we have Ikaris. This is the second Eternals figure that I will be reviewing. I have already reviewed the Target exclusive Thena. I did just secure a Walmart exclusive Ajax through my sister-in-law, who was kind enough to look for it while she was down at Disneyland. So she went to Downtown Disney today, and they had a few. They actually had Thena, the rest of the Eternals, and they also had Ajax. So she actually picked up a few, one for me and a couple for some buddies. So I'm very excited about that. I know a couple of you guys have been asking, when are the Eternals reviews going to come? There's just been so many other figures popping up, like the Power Rangers stuff, because that was all new stuff. I wanted to get those reviews out. With the Eternals wave, I don't know what the interest is going to really be with these figures, because everyone just seems to trash them, immediately call them peg warmers, when I think it's just too early to tell. You know, Target getting the solid cases is a really bad look, because they get one shipment and it has 8 figures, and immediately people are like, oh, people aren't buying these. These are peg warmers. Look how many there are. It's literally one shipment. I mean, come on. And then remember, Target will not have Sprite or Kingo in store. Will be online only. So for all of you guys going to Target, I'll just pick up the whole wave there. You're not going to get Sprite or Kingo. Remember Shang-Chi wave? You couldn't get Death Dealer or Xialing in the stores. Same situation happening here. Same thing happened with the Venom Pool wave, right? Couldn't get Phage or one of them in store, because Target, for whatever reason, when they do the solid cases instead of the assortment cases, they don't get them all. Anyway, I digress. I'm going off on a tangent. So here we have the Eternals. You see the movie logo there. It says Ikaris. He has an interchangeable head, a couple of extra hands, bright metallic blue and some gold on there. He actually looks really cool in hand. You see in the corner it says Gilgamesh Build-A-Figure. We get that Eternals E there. Side artwork looking very cool of the actor. Is it Rob Madsen? Yeah, something like that. I know him from Game of Thrones, right? Like probably most everyone else. So here on the back of the package, we get a look at that same look at Ikaris. We have the entire wave here to build Gilgamesh. So we start off with Ikaris, then move on to Makari, Sprite, Cersei, Phastos, Kingo, and then Druig. The bio for Ikaris reads, moral, kind, and charismatic. Ikaris boasts incredible strength, flight, and the ability to project cosmic energy beams from his eyes. So kind of like Superman, but not Superman. Let's get him out of the box. Okay, so here is the Ikaris figure out of the package. Richard Madden, that is the actor's name. And this figure is actually pretty cool. I really like the metallic blue and gold that's painted on there. He is all pinless, so double jointed elbows with no pins, double jointed knees with no pins, and it really helps these figures stand out when there's no pins on these guys, because it doesn't break up the design on their legs or anything, and I think it looks fantastic. This alternate head sculpt here with the cosmic energy beams ready to shoot out of his eyes actually looks pretty cool. The only thing we're missing is a cool effect piece that could attach in some way to actually have the laser beams going out, but we have this where it's kind of starting up or whatever, and I think it looks really cool. So let's get him off the stand. Let's take a closer look, because this figure is really nice. Okay, so here's an up-close look at the Ikaris figure, and looking at those cosmic energy blasts. Those look pretty cool. They're just kind of where his eye sockets would be. You can't really see any eyeballs or anything in there, but that looks really good. He's got his hair in there. We get a little bit of gray there in the front of where his bangs would be. As you can see in the trailer, he kind of has that look, so that is pretty cool. The alternate head, the normal kind of resting face, I'm going to pop this head off and pop the other one on here. I don't think this is 100% Richard Madden, King of the North, Rob Stark, but I think it has some resemblance to him, maybe more so right there. Not really side profile. Straight on, not a whole lot. Everyone keeps saying Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan. I personally don't see that, but you know, that's just me. You guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of the likeness, but I think it's kind of there. It's just not, it's not perfect, but I do think it's definitely passable, but I do wish it looked a little bit more like him, whereas some of the other ones, the likenesses are really, really good. But yeah. So looking at the rest of the body of the figure, I think what throws it off is like the skirt piece there. That's because of the tunic or whatever uniform, the costume that he has. It's just one of those character design things for the movie. An action figure, yes, it looks a little funky, but you know, it is what it is in that aspect. But you know, I guess the Hasbro did the best they could based on the design of the movie. But the gold paint over the blue looks fantastic. Look at all the sculpted lines. So everywhere you see the gold paint, that's all like sculpted details, and they painted in the gold. And for mine, it doesn't look so bad. Whereas like the paint could be off with some of those lines. I know Druig probably has some big issues, but my Ikaris isn't so bad. But we don't get gold paint everywhere. Like here on the back of the figure, we only get it towards the top, but nothing here, nothing on the back. And I bet in the movie, the costume probably has all gold detail. So, you know, we got skimped out on the back of the figure. But on the front, it does look pretty good. As you notice, the skirt piece is actually the whole lower torso piece. It is just a rubber overlay that's in there. And it's not really going to hinder articulation too much, which we'll get into pretty soon. Looking at the arms with all the gold detail. And we get these circles, these rings right here on this forearm. I wish those would have been painted in gold. Unfortunately, they are not. But it looks pretty good. Metallic blue all throughout, which is pretty cool. Boots get a darker blue with a little bit of gold and black, just gold trim. Well, is there a little bit of black? No, I guess the point in between the boot and the leg. It all looks really good. All metallic plastic being used. The hands, I think, do look a little big. I think I've seen a few comments on that. Yes, they are big. So out of the package, he has fists, both right and left, and then he has these kind of relaxed, open hands there. But yeah, I think it looks really good. But let's check out his articulation, which is actually pretty good. Okay, so Ikaris' articulation. So his head is on a dumbbell joint, so he's not going to be able to look all the way down. He's definitely not going to be able to look all the way up, especially if he's got flight and you try to get him into a flight pose. Unfortunately, that's going to be the most that you're going to get out of him, so that's too bad. Get all kinds of crazy pivot in there, full rotation going on. The shoulder you can get to go out that much. Full rotation, of course, upper bicep swivel in there. We get a double jointed elbow, which again is pinless, which looks fantastic. So look at that bend there. Wrist swivel, and they do have a horizontal hinge on there. The diaphragm joint works out really nice. I already kind of tested it. So he could pivot to his left that much. He could pivot to his right that much. So that's great range of motion. Going back, he can go back that far. Coming forward, he can come forward that much. So that could be more. If they use a standard ab crunch, of course, it would be better. But I like the diaphragm joint. One thing that I think that Hasbro has done well a lot of the times, especially recently, and there's times where they don't do this so well, but when you have a diaphragm joint, is to really get the body to look proportional, and I think Hasbro did a really good job. I think the best job was on the Quicksilver Infinity Saga figure, but I think they do a good job here. You get a swivel at that diaphragm joint. There is no waist swivel on this guy. Legs go out that far apart, which is really good. He can kick forward that high, so see the skirt piece, it's a rubber piece, so it doesn't really get in the way, which is really nice. You have an upper thigh cut in there, double jointed knee that is pinless and looks really good. There's no boot swivel or calf swivel, but the foot hinges all the way down. You get hinge up, ankle pivot, and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So really good articulation, not great. The ab could be better, but with that diaphragm joint, that's probably some of the best that we see with that type of joint. Okay, so the Eternals figures that I have reviewed so far. So here we have Ikaris alongside the Target exclusive Thena, Angelina Jolie's character. And here we have Crow, the Deviant, the villain of the movie. So these figures are coming along quite nicely. Again, people have been hating on them ever since we first got leaked images of them last year without the context of the movie, not seeing a trailer, not seeing how the outfits would really look in the movie. You know, I think we all had our opinions. I didn't think they looked particularly well. There were a lot of grainy photos out there. Having them in hand, they do look better, but I still can understand how people would not like them. I get it. But the good thing is pinless arms, pinless elbows, lots of paint work. The metallic blue looks awesome on Ikaris. Thena had some good accessories. The face sculpt looks good. The figure looks good. Crow is kind of crazy ass figure with all these crazy like tendrils and things that could kind of swap apart and things. So a lot of good things going for the action figure. So if you look at them from a pure action figure standpoint, they're not bad. When you add in the context of the MCU and what we know from the movie so far, based off the trailers, I think they look really good. I just bought my tickets today. The movie comes out November 5th, but the preview night of November 4th, I did get my tickets already. So you guys let me know down in the comments below. Did you get your tickets? Are you excited for the Eternals movie? What do you think of the figures? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so my final thoughts on here. I think you need to see the figures in hand to truly judge for yourself, but I really like the metallic blue, the gold paint on top of it. I think it makes for a really cool looking action figure. Ikaris may be the best looking one from the wave. Once I have them all actually out of the package in my hand and I can mess with them, I will kind of get a better feel for which figure I think is going to really be the best. But Ikaris is pretty damn awesome, so I'm extremely happy with it. You guys let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts are. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.